Hey everybody, it's Rory from ANSgear. We're going to take a look at the axe from Empire today. This gun is kind of like the big brother to the Mini. Everything that people, I don't want to say didn't like about the Mini, but the things that they thought that could be improved with the Mini, they took care of that with the axe and came out with these new guns. So there's a lot of different color options. There's different color switches you can do, but the platforms are all the same regardless of the colors that are on them. So let's open the box and kind of show you what you're going to get inside here. You can get your manual and then a quick start guide or quick start guide. This is going to just give you the basics on how the gun works and how to do your adjustments, but not an in-depth breakdown of the gun or anything like that. You want your manual for that part. Underneath here, you're going to get your gun. Then underneath that part of the plastic foam, you're going to get a nice parts kit. It's going to give you O-rings, springs, lube, Allen keys, all the goodies you need to rebuild your gun, plus your barrel, and also a barrel sleeve. So let's get this out of the way here. We can set this down. The two colors that you see in front of me on the table are two of the newer colors that they've released. This is a polished black with a polished orange, and then we've got a dust blue with a color that they call bronze. It's more of like a weird brown. Not so much bronze as I would expect bronze to be. And this is a gray with a polished green. But the guns are all the same. Again, go over some of the features. 12-inch barrel on the front, ported through, autococker threaded. You got the clamping feed neck on here, which is pretty standard on most guns these days. It is threaded, the feed neck, so if you don't like the height of this one, you can remove it and put something else on from a different company, maybe something smaller, something with a bigger clamp, something with no clamp, whatever you want. It is removable. The bolt feature does come out of the back. With the Mini, which a problem that a lot of people had with it was in order to get the bolt out of the back, you had to remove the rear frame screw, which could, cause the stripping issues or anything like that. So they've changed that where there's a button now that you can push. It's hard to see it. It's right there. Push the button, turn the bolt. This is a new one, so it's a little sticky. Oh yeah, that one's super sticky. See if I can get a better grip on it here. There we go. And out it comes. So same bolt design. The chamber and the housing for the rear of the bolt is larger. So there's a larger volume of air running through the gun than in the Mini, giving for a smoother, more consistent shot. They use the same spring setup, same bolt, just a different bolt guide. And that would be this piece right here. Same poppet. Same valve assembly on the inside, and basically the same adjustment for the bolt on the back. So same kind of setup on there. Same idea with the spring also. It is sided. We should have a hard time putting the spring on one direction, and it should go on very easily in the other direction. The hard side is the one you want to put on there, and it does snap into place down at the bottom. Just like that. Perfect. Let's go ahead and throw that back in there. Push it in. Rotate it, and then lock it into place down there. Regulated at the bottom right here, so it has the built-in regulator just like the Mini, but this has the on and off feature at the bottom, so you've got a way to degas the tank to gun without having to unscrew it under pressure, which is another issue that people had with the Mini. They're trying to turn their tank off of their gun, and with certain tank regulators, they'd be really stiff inside the ASA. So with being able to degas it, makes it easier to get the guns or the tanks off the gun. Same operating pressure, 200 psi in the gun. Don't change it. There's no reason to. Anywhere from 190 to 200 psi is where you need to be to achieve the appropriate velocity of 280 to 295 feet per second. That is adjusted through the front for the regulator. You do not adjust the regulator for velocity changes. That's done through the back right here to adjust your velocity. So don't change this to change velocity. Just change that. 9-volt battery in the front. Your board is inside here as well. Push button access through the front. That's to get through to all your programming as well. And there's another board that sits up in this section up here, which is the upper eye board. That's pretty much the last change that they've done inside here. The Mini used a magnet on the trigger and a magnet on the underside of the frame with a sensor in between the two magnets. And when the magnets separated away from each other, the sensor would pick that change in the magnetic field up and record that as a shot or a trigger pull. Now, depending on how you set those magnets inside there, you could either make the gun work, make the gun think that you were just holding the trigger down. There was all sorts of gray area for improperly setting up your trigger, and the gun would just stop working. So they've changed that now. In this gun, they actually run a micro switch set up inside there. So there's no more monkeying around with any magnets or magnet distances or anything like that. They've solved that problem by going with a micro switch system, which I prefer anyway. The gun is not heavy by all means. It is a pretty lightweight setup. So with the battery inside here and the barrel on it, make sure we don't put that on there. So we're looking at 2 pounds, 4 ounces. So for a full gun setup, that's pretty lightweight. And also it's not as compact as the Mini was. The Mini was a little bit shorter and a little bit more squished down. This lengthens out the gun a little bit. It's a little bit more comfortable in your hands, easy to get it up on your shoulder and shoot. So if you're looking for a gun that has everything you need in it, all your firing modes, all your tournament firing modes, your rate of fire adjustability, auto-cock or threaded so you can switch out barrels, ease of bolt maintenance, it's got everything you need. For the price, you can't beat it. They're running like anywhere from $450 to $500 for just the base models, and there's some fancier ones that you can get that are a little bit more expensive. But for the price, it's a great shooting gun. So I definitely recommend the Axe. Check it out. All the different colors are up on the website. So order your Axe now through ANSgear.com.